come camping with me. Those are words I never thought would come out of my mouth, but I've been with my boyfriend for almost 8 years and he wanted to camp. I don't camp. I have a home. I have a bed. I don't want to go outside and sleep in the dirt, but sometimes we do things for love. So I finally agreed to go camping. However, I did say I would go camping in warmer weather, like October at the absolute latest. Tell me why we're going in November. That's a whole story. Kurt actually wanted to go in a few more weeks when it was going to be even colder. And I was like, it's now or never.
Keeps looking around going, all right, this is outside, this is grass. He's like, temporary shelter set up. We have nice houses. Why are we out in the freezing cold with poor little furry feet freezing to death when I have a nice house that has a couch, that has dog beds, that has treats at my house? Why are we out here in the woods?
Is that what you're in fact saying, Cooper?
Like, yes, I am freezing. Y'all are stupid.
For the record, Cooper, this was not my idea. I was unsure what was happening too, but since we couldn't check in until 3 and it's late in the year, we had very little time before it was going to get dark. So I was trying my best to help set up the tent. The sun was setting, which was beautiful, and Kurt was trying to make a fire, which is apparently easier said than done, and it was getting pretty dark. We also didn't have any food. I would have been fine picking up something to eat or getting something really simple and easy. Kurt wanted to make a whole thing. Kurt was going to feed me dirt. He was not going to clean the potatoes.
I don't know what she's talking about. We're not even back to the campsite with food. She's blaming me for stuff.
He was going to feed me dirt. Dirt. He wanted to do steaks, potatoes, corn, all that, which sounds delicious, but I was like, how are you going to clean the potatoes? And he was like, I wasn't going to. I was like, sir, you must be joking. And look at this shenanigans. It was pitch black. There were some fireworks when we first got back, but then he was using a headlamp to try to cook, and it was a whole situation. I, on the other hand, was worried about the potatoes. So did I go into a shower to try to clean them? Yes. And it was also shenanigans, water spewing everywhere. I was really glad I got waterproof shoes. But the potatoes were clean. And then while Kurt was trying to cook, I decided to take the dogs for a little walk because they were getting a little antsy. And Oscar was actually loving it. When Kurt first got him, I thought he didn't like walking or wasn't used to it. No, he doesn't like the heat. He loves this cold weather, and he was just loving all of this. Apparently, Kurt was having some trouble with the cooking, with the wind and how cold it was and everything. Somehow the potatoes and the corn ended up actually cooking in the fire, and it was a whole thing. About 10 o'clock, dinner was ready, and unfortunately, Kurt's back was hurting so bad by this point that he didn't even feel like eating. He ate some corn, and that was about it. I, on the other hand, was starving, so I did eat everything pretty quickly. And then we went into the tent and Cooper was like, seriously, what is this? It's so cold. Once I got my bed set up, he did in fact join me and was fine. The next morning, I got up bright and early, and I can't tell you how excited I was to see light. I mean, the sun hadn't risen yet, but I wanted to get out and actually enjoy a little bit, although this was so cold. But I took the dogs for another walk, which they actually loved, and it was very pretty, I will say. Oscar really wanted to go down by the stock again, so we did that and just kind of enjoyed the view for a little bit. It was very pretty. Kurt was still asleep, I think, at this point. And so we just meandered around. And when I got back, Kurt was trying to make a fire because, again, absolutely freezing. Like, even the dog's water had frozen overnight. It was freezing. I sat and watched the sun come up, which was very pretty, but very cold. The dogs were very interested when Kurt was making breakfast. Again, I suggested I could just go pick up breakfast. Like, we're not far from things, you know. No, Kurt wanted to make breakfast, which again was a challenging task. And the dogs were very interested, and he was not happy when it was done. Again, Kurt did not eat the food after breakfast was finally made. I was sitting here freezing at this point, waiting for everything, but it was done. I did eat some of it, but apparently he was unhappy. Some of it got burnt, some of it got cold. I don't know. He was not thrilled, poor guy. And then we were all freezing, so we went back in the tent to warm up. Both dogs jumped on Kurt's bed because he had a really nice inflatable mattress. My cot was less comfortable, but yeah, they made themselves at home. And isn't this so cute? Oscar always wants to lay on Cooper. He loves Cooper so much. Cooper's like, seriously, man, could I have a little space? And then it got warm in there, actually. And so Kurt fell asleep again. The dogs were hot. I wish I had a video of this, but Cooper actually jumped down and started pawing at my water bottle, trying to tell me he was thirsty. The dog loves water. He's like me, water buffalo. So I took them out, got them water because they were a little parched. And then what else do you do? I went on another walk because the cell service here was not good. Like trying to do anything on my phone was taking forever. So what else do you do besides walk around, try to enjoy the view? And it helps get warm, right? So I did. It was very pretty. I'm sure this would be beautiful in warmer weather. Like, I mean, it's still beautiful, but it was pretty cold. At least it started warming up as the day went on, which was lovely. I was so excited to see the sunshine. And then the dogs were kind of tired when we got back from our walk. Cooper wanted to curl up in my lap. Oscar plopped down. He loved that little spot. He loved looking out at the lake and everything. And I found it so interesting. There were so many birds hanging out with us, like on the ground, on the trees, everything. And the dogs did not bother them at all. Cooper's had prey class so that he won't go after them, but Oscar didn't bother them at all. Then Kurt went to cook lunch again. We had bought some stuff for lunch, but I honestly couldn't watch him do all this effort and cook another meal that he then wasn't going to eat. So I was like, can I just get Subway? We did Subway. And then I had to make s'mores because if we have a fire pit, what is even a trip like this without making s'mores? So I roasted marshmallows, and don't judge me. I love my marshmallows like this well done. Like I set them on fire on purpose. That's how I like them. We had the campsite for another night, but Kurt was ready to go home. So we packed everything up, headed home, and everyone was exhausted. I have to say that is so much work for one night, but Kurt was happy.